Hey friends, before we play back this VOD, I just wanted to mention a couple things. First of all, we have a community Discord now. What you're about to watch was first live streamed on our Discord, so if you'd like to be part of these streams, check out the link below to join us for the fun. Secondly, the best way to support these videos and my game development is through donations on Ko-Fi. You can give one-time donations at any time, but there are some special perks for monthly supporters. The link to my Ko-Fi page is also in the description below. Finally, thank you so much for watching and subscribing to my content. I recently hit 40 subs, and it means the world to me that people enjoy watching my videos. With that out of the way, it's time to play back this live stream. Alright, here we go. Oh, hack script, thank you. I totally forgot to do that. Wonderful. Good evening and or whatever time zone you're in, everybody. Welcome to Watch Fletch do level design. Hope you're excited like I am. Let's get into it. So this is PICO-8. This is really cute little retro console if you're unfamiliar with it. And so my game is mostly playable right now, and most of what we'll be doing tonight is placing tiles on the map and building out new levels. So we can head over to the map editor and get started. Okay. Just making sure my mic is on. Let's scroll down. So some of my lovely playtesters have told me that this room is a little bit too difficult. So I think the first thing I want to do is revise this room so that you're still entering from the left-hand side, and then you exit somewhere on the top, preferably in this corner so I can preserve the state of this room. Oops, I didn't mean to draw the coin there. But this is too difficult of a platforming section to put so early in the game. So the goal is to make this a little bit simpler and safer. And therefore make the game more playable. So big thanks to all the friends in this server that have purple names. Really thankful for all of their help and feedback. It's been difficult to know what is difficult or not, because I've spent so much time playing the game that I made myself, that I don't know what's easy or not, because I just have gotten a little bit better at this game. I am far from a god gamer, but thank you, Clark. I appreciate that. We can convert this to be a little bit more thematic. So a little bit of explanation of sprites I'm placing down. I've tried to organize them where sprites that are on this page are dynamic and change when you touch them or have special effects or things like that. And on this page, these are just like static blocks that I can place down that don't do anything other than they have a 8x8 collision. And so previously, the blocks that I just replaced here were based on a timer, and they would flick on and off with the timer. And now I'm replacing them with solid blocks for now, just to get a feel for it. Maybe all we need to change on this screen is just adding some more solidity to it. And if it's not based on a timer, then the user won't have to time their jumps as much. But we'll see. If we reload this right now, we'll always start on room 1. We'll have to walk all the way down there, and I don't want to do that. So let's switch screens to the code window, and I'll show you what the code looks like for this game. So PICO-8 is written in Lua, which is a scripting language that compiles down to C, which is interesting for nerds like me, but might not be interesting for you. And I know that this room number that we're working in right now is 26, so I'm going to change this number to spawn us in the room that we want to be in. And if we flip back to PICO-8 and we take a look at this, you'll notice that we now spawn in our room, and it looks like the flipping tiles came back. Sometimes file syncing between my code editor and PICO-8 is a little tricky, so we'll just go in and replace those tiles one more time real quick. Here we go. Just draw on these platforms. Well, before I do this, like I said, these are on a timer, so they flip back and forth, and it can make the platforming a little difficult if you don't have like the timing down. So I know that this was difficult for my playtesters, and I tried to make it easier by making some of these blocks stationary, but I think it's still too difficult, so we're gonna make more of them stationary. Maybe just leave one or two of them blinking. Let's go on and replace these. I don't like the way this looks, like one square next to another square. That looks kind of gross. Let's slap this in here. And now I might make this a blinking block and this a stationary block. Let's see. You know, maybe what we do instead is we do something like this. We'll clear this one away, and we'll put the coin on this screen and here instead. The other basic goal that I'm going for is 1 coin per screen. And so, like, basically every room you enter has a little puzzle to solve, like platforming puzzle to be able to pick up the coin. The game automatically ends and goes to its victory screen when you collect the last coin. And ideally, the levels will be laid out in such a way that no matter which direction or path you take throughout the entire map, you'll always be able to circle back and get to the other rooms that you missed on your first time around. So, yeah, the goal is to just have 1 coin per screen. All right, let's see. Like, I know the timings by heart, so I don't know how much of a playtest this will be, but I do think that this is far simpler. And also, the strange thing about the way I've done my code, something about it is very spaghetti and wrong, because if I put too many blinking blocks on the screen, we lose frames, and that's not great. So Clark, right now I'm not looking for more playtesters, unfortunately, but in the future, if I am, I will be sure to leave an announcement on the server and post some signups or something. But right now it's very unfinished, so we'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, I think that's good enough for now. The other area of the map that we need to address is, let's see, somewhere over here. Yes, okay, so we can enter this level from the left over here, and we can enter it from this level over here on the left. And right now, this is just a big empty room. And I need a way for players, I need a way for players to be able to traverse to and from these exits from any direction. They should be able to go either way. Clark is calling himself a professional. Yep, you're right. I'm missing out. What was I thinking? All right. So we're going to need some kind of way for players to move vertically. Generally, the way I've been doing that in the past is springs and just like jumping. But recently, I've been playing around with teleporters in some of the later levels, and there's not too many levels that use teleporters yet. So I'm feeling like this is a good room to play around with teleporters in. So I think we can get kind of creative with that. Let's see. Yes, that is how I'm feeling right now. I'm ready to put teleporters in the game and put on some sunglasses. Let's see. Gosh, it always frightens me when I have a blank canvas. Let's think about what we want to do. It's been so long since I've touched this code. I can't remember whether I made the teleporters toggleable on and off with a switch in the room. So let's switch screens and browse my code and see if we can't figure out what the heck I did in the past. Okay, so we want to go to the teleporter code and destination. It doesn't look like I have anything that activates it based on a switch, unless this.active. Don't allow multiple teleports without first waiting. Yeah. Okay, the other place we can check to see if I've hooked it up to other types of controls in the game is our room code. So when we create a new teleporter, are we attaching it to a switch? We are not. Okay, that's fine. That's not something I've implemented yet, and that's okay with me. So let's figure out how to do this. Like the easiest thing is basically create a bucket, put a teleporter in there, put a teleporter somewhere on the ground level, and bam, you can get to and from. That's not very interesting to me from a platforming puzzle perspective. But I do know for now what's above here. Oh, this could get some... We could have some interesting collision states. If you're a playtester, make note that if you approach this room from below, like you're coming up through this entrance before you'd reach this room, it's a possibility that you're going to bonk your head on these blocks if they're turned on instead of... This is the turned off state right now, but that's something we'll need to debug. I don't know if the player would get teleported through the hard block. Obviously, we want them to bonk their head and fall back down into this room, so we'll just need to test that out. Anyways, let's make a platform, because currently with the game's physics, the only way to get between rooms like this, going up and down, is with a spring, unfortunately. So let's put a spring there. And maybe since this is going to be a hard wall, what we can do to prevent other strange collisions from happening is we can put a corner here, and we can go up, and we'll need a open side, just like that. Cool. Now, what would be interesting, but what would be potentially interesting is if we have to have the player move through this room in such a way that they end up in this space before they can teleport over here. And maybe what we could do is have this completely blocked off, and we can slap a teleporter down here, and then another one just here. We'll just ballpark it for now. And we'll see how we can make an interesting level with the player needing to like move up in this direction. Oops, let's not have that. Another cool puzzle mechanic that I haven't played around too much with is having a crate that you need to push into a certain position to be able to reach a platform up above. So maybe what we could do is put this here. I think I want to move this back, actually. So maybe what we can do is have the crate in a position when the room spawns that you can't make the jump up here, and hopefully the cat standing on this half block can't make the jump up here, and so they'll have to push the block into position in order to reach this step. But once they're here, the player's jump height is only one block, So we'll need to figure out a way to get them lifted up beyond that. Gosh. Making interesting puzzles is honestly a lot more difficult than like playing them. This is the part of game dev that's like made this project a little bit difficult for me to find motivation to work on. Is like, I know I have to make 32 of these small little puzzles and rooms, and there's only so much you can do before you have to make another game mechanic to keep making the puzzles interesting, you know? Yeah, I know. When I first started this project, I was like, 32 rooms? That's like a 2-digit number. That's so small. Like, there are other indie games out there that have way more rooms than 32. And then actually like trying to think through how to like introduce new game mechanics and how to design levels and things. It's like, oh gosh, 32 is such a big number. I was not ready for this. I'm considering dropping the number of rooms down to like 20 or something, but it'd be cool if I filled up the entire map area. 32 is the max I can get. I won't be able to do more than that, unless I do some crazy ROM hacking, which I don't want to do because that's just more effort. Let's see. Spikes always make things interesting. Let's see. Yeah, make the game runner for longer for speedrunners. Yeah, so right now the game it's like victory screen, similar to my game that I released recently, Mouse Maze. It'll show you like how much time you spent playing the game. So the in-game timer will hopefully make comparing scores easy. I cannot speak to how accurate it is. It's all frame dependent, unfortunately, which I know is generally bad for this sort of thing. But it's what I got, so working within the limitations of this little console. We can have a spring up, and I don't want like to go directly up to this teleporter, so maybe what we can do instead is we'll have the player like move to the left a little bit and then back up and around. And it would be cool if we had to make them avoid spikes. So maybe what we could do is like, that's the wrong direction. Maybe we could like have a wall of spikes here. Would that work? I don't know, let's find out. Let us jut out of the wall here. Move up. And slap this back down, and now we need to correct this wall face. There we go. Alright. I don't really like the way that looks. What if we did this and this? And we'll remove these 2 extra spots and correct them. This is the great part about game design, though, is that generally you can separate level design from coding logic. So I've done a lot of programming in the past, and now like painting sprites on the screen isn't so bad. They're probably, I guess the player could jump up on the crate and then up this way. They could like jump up this direction, and then they would avoid the danger of the spikes. I want the player's momentum to be carried to the right a little bit so that there's like some danger of accidentally running into the spikes. So to correct that issue, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this here to prevent the crate from moving further, and that keeps the player from being able to access this area. However, if they accidentally fell in somehow and avoided all of these hitboxes, they would be able to get out. So maybe we need to move this over one more. Oh, that's the wrong sprite. Now, if they fell in, they could always... Okay. Also, I need to remember what I did with these half blocks. I left them empty on the bottom, so let's make sure we follow that same design constraint. Boop, boop. Okay. Also, if y'all have any ideas, I don't mind backseating, so feel free to throw things out there. If you have like game mechanic ideas that you would want to see, go for it. I've tried moving platforms, and they're incredibly difficult RTS. For you, Modkick, I will add RTX support. Just for you. Yeah, I do it for the gamers. I'm gonna sell like 1 million more copies if I add RTX support, I think. So ray tracing is super important for this game. Okay. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I like to be a responsive developer that goes with the needs of the players, not just the game I want to make, you know? First person SPEEDCAT. That'd be insane. Okay, maybe instead of that, what we could do is we could slap this down like this. And I guess this just becomes an empty area now. NFT. Very good. You know, does the spring even launch you this high? I have no idea. I don't think it does. Also, that's not a great shape to have in a game anyways. There we go. Get rid of this one. This down here. Online multiplayer. Very good. The most online you'll get with this game is posting a screenshot of your time with your friends. I'm sorry. Oh shoot, I need to figure out what room this is so I can spawn a Senate directly. Okay, let's count. I think we're in the 3rd row. So this is room 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's see. There's 8 rooms in a row. So 8, 16 plus 5 is, oh gosh. 8 plus 5 is 13. Loot boxes and NFTs. Yeah, right? It's perfect. 16 plus 5 is 21. We'll see if this is about right. Come back. Oh, you know what? I forgot to save, and we're gonna get the file syncing again. So let's save. Let's refresh. And then we will change this back to 21 and save. I will reload external changes. And that was not the right room. Let's see. Maybe 20? Yep, it's 20. Okay. And I forgot to set a spawn flag in this room, so let's go do that real quick. Where are we at? Here we go. Let's set the spawn for this room here. So this is another thing that's been tricky about the level design, is that I need the spawn to be in an area where you can respawn to, obviously. But since you can exit these rooms from multiple ways, it's weird if you could like skip the level by dying. So, yeah. It's an amazing idea. You should patent that, Modkick. True. I will also have a subscription service where you can earn loot box. Very good. Whatever code you write, Modkick, I'll just tie into SPEEDCAT and profit. There we go. Now we've got a correct spawn. So let's make sure that we can't make this jump from anywhere. I don't think so. You're right. Yep. Sorry. I meant you'll drag and drop. That is deadly, but it's not super difficult to avoid the spikes. Because spikes have a generous collision. I made their hurt boxes slightly smaller than their sprite so that you can get close like this, but then one step further you'll die. Just because jumping over some spikes that are in ground level gets difficult. But okay, so we can get up here. I want to do something where we jump to the left, and then we'll snake our way back up to the top right again. So let's keep going. Let's see. Okay. we had talked about momentum before, and I want to write this down. Modkick and I were having a little chat about things that would be cool to see, similar to like Portal, having teleporters and like using momentum and stuff. So I'm wondering if we could do something where like you have to run along the ground and then there's a spring and that shoots you up into a teleporter. And then you have to like use that momentum to like pop out over like a ton of spikes. So maybe we'll save this idea for later. I just want to write that down before I forget. All right, welcome in. All right, anyways, we'll continue this level. We'll need some platforms to jump onto. That's always a given. We can't make it too close to the spring, otherwise it'll interfere with the player jumping up. I think... Pretty sure players can jump three wide. Nice. Very good. And maybe what we could do is have a pit of spikes here. All right. We'll add a square cap on this one. Oh, now we can't jump up. Classic. All right, that's fine. We'll just back this up a little bit. Also, I guess something I'm realizing right now, the benefit to having these spikes here is that ideally the player won't be able to just like shortcut the level by, well, I guess it's okay if they're coming from the top if they just walk down. That's not that big of a deal. Getting up should be the challenge. Let's see. Maybe we could have a, this is kind of terrible of me, but maybe we could have a disappearing block over the spikes. Let's see. If we have a disappearing block, we need a timer in this room, so we'll let the game know that there's a timer here. Evil Fletch. I mean, I'm not trying to be evil, I'm just trying to make the game difficult enough to be something you want to play. Generally, if the game is too difficult, I have not always been evil, thank you. Only when I'm deleting server access to 3,000 members. Hey, my role model from a movie once told me that just because I'm a bad guy doesn't mean I'm a bad guy. Chat is against me. All right, now. Let's see. Ralph, role model. Yeah, of course. Big and strong, sensitive guy. Best of both worlds. Let's see. I'm trying to think of how the player can jump over here and then get up higher without bonking their head. Thank you, Winters. I honestly didn't think that it would work this well this soon. It took me way less time than I expected. But I'm very happy with how this came out because when I Googled like how to implement Discord chat in OBS, there are no tools that like actually do that for you. So I had to write one myself. Honestly, I think I've painted myself into a corner here because there's no way with the current physics system for the player to get from this corner out and up high enough that they won't bonk their head where they're making this jump, you know? Which is slightly disappointing because I was kind of looking forward to this. How can we change this? Let's see. I would just need to make a 1-block gap. Yeah, something like this, but that means that the player doesn't have enough height to jump up because their upward momentum will be blocked by this. Up one, the player can only jump one at a time unless they're using a spring. The jump height is only like 1 high. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's the way I had to restrict the movement to keep these relatively small screens quote unquote large enough to be able to put level mechanics in, because if the jump height was any larger, you could just cross too many gaps. Ladders is something I haven't thought about, and that's interesting. That's interesting, hack script. Because like moving platforms didn't work for me because the physics were like super difficult and jank. But ladders wouldn't break the movement scheme I have of just the arrow keys. Drawing the sprite might be a little weird because you would like see some things laid on top of other things, but it's worth a shot. Let me make a note of that. I actually really like that idea. I want to look into it. Clark, I believe PICO-8 locks me into arrow keys. Before I hit release, I want to look into if I can rebind, but as far as I know, this game engine locks me in. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Let's start a new Obsidian document. Y'all won't be able to see this because I didn't set up a view for this. I didn't expect to be writing stuff down, but that's okay. SPEEDCAT. By the way, Obsidian is a markdown engine that sorts and organizes your ideas, and it's super awesome. I don't know if any of you use Markdown for anything, but I use it heavily for work and for personal projects, and so having a space that like organizes all of my Markdown notes is like huge. Bullet point. Ladders. Perfect. We will save that for later. Thank you. Yes, SPEEDCAT will be released on itch.io for free, and the code will be public on my GitHub. Technically, it's already public, so you can go check it out now. But while I'm still making and publishing games that are like me getting my toes wet with game development, I ideally don't want people to have to spend money on them. Also, I'm a software engineer by trade, and it's not like I'm hurting for cash or like this is my full-time profession or anything like that. I'm not reliant on income from these games to like sustain my family. So they're free for now. If I come up with an idea that I feel like is worthy of spending money on, I'll probably sell it for anywhere between $5 to $15, depending on how large the project is and whatnot. But for now, these sorts of games, I just want to be for free. Great question, though. itch.io is super cool, and they recently came out with a very public statement against NFTs, and that made me very happy. Let's see. All right, so I think either we move the teleporter down and we do some additional, like we changed the design of up here a little bit to get that verticality we need, or we add another spring. And I do hate how reliant on springs I am, so maybe ladders is the way to go in the future rooms. You know what? Let's just see what happens. Let's erase a lot of stuff. And reset this to what it was before. And we'll move the teleporter down to here, and it'll be like a fun little leap. And we'll draw a line. Oops, that wasn't supposed to happen. Across to separate the level out into its two parts. Oh shoot. this isn't going to be great, because if you're traveling from the upwards room, you're going to immediately land on spikes and die, which I guess technically teleports you to the flag, but I want this game to be completable with 0 deaths if you're really good, and for people to be able to like race for time, but also be able to like try and work their deaths down to 0 and share with their friends like, oh, I beat SPEEDCAT with 0 deaths or whatever. So I don't want to make any forced deaths. That's a feels bad moment. Make a hole. So like this. Oops, I erased my spawn. To spawn back in. This is interesting, but it is pixel perfect, and the player will need to not move. Make a hole in the ceiling. Up here? Okay. Oh no. Yeah, so I guess what we could... I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Hacks. I'm sorry. Let's see. Let's get rid of this for now. What we could do is, instead of having spikes there, we can just put the teleporter here, and it's like a soft reset. If they miss the jump, they just go back around, you know? How often? It doesn't handle edited messages. I'm sorry. That's a great question. If I've missed any edited questions, I'm sorry. I don't see any that I've missed right now. Okay, so let's see if that jump is possible. I'm pretty sure it is. It doesn't hurt to check. That jump's possible. Great. Yep, and we're gonna hit a runtime error because I haven't placed the second teleporter, so. Okie doke. Let us... This is bugging me. I need to figure out how to fix this. Is the solution just this? No. This. And a top piece. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So this will get us up. Now for the player to get down, they're not going to be able to reach this. So maybe this needs to go away. Let me just put this here. And we'll need a way to get back up through this hole. So what we can do is make a platform like I did before. Slap a spring down for that tasty upward momentum. Maybe what we'll do is we'll have this be like a little staircase. That'd be kind of cool looking. Like that. Do the same on this side. And we can change this to be open. And then technically this should be open too. And we need to place a coin somewhere on this level. If they're coming from the top, it'll be really easy to just pick it up and keep moving through. There's not a lot of like risk to coming from above and then grabbing the coin, coming back, going through the teleporter, coming down, and leaving. And they'll never need to touch this room again because this isn't a big loop. So that's not my favorite. Also, how high does a spring need to be? Because in other places where the player can go up through, this is a straight down. Where's a room where you have to go up? Oh, I put this flush against a wall. That's how I solved that problem. Okay. True, true, true. Where's my screen back? Here we go. I think I had problems where if players were like approaching the spring from this side, they would hit the spring, but their hitbox would also be like in between these two tiles. So they'd be pushed up into this block and then they would like bump off to the side. That's a great question, Bread. Thank you. So this, like I said, it'll be released on GitHub as open source, and it'll be released on PICO-8's discovery queue called Explore, and people that own PICO-8 can edit the levels however they want. Everything is, like, I could go to the PICO-8 version of Celeste and start making my own levels. Anything that's been made on PICO-8, you can go and start editing things. So in that way, it's editable. I won't be coding in a level editor that anyone can use, because that's just way too much effort for this small project. And I've been working on this for 2 years on and off, mostly off, and I'm ready to put it to rest, honestly. I want SPEEDCAT to be complete, and I want it to be out of my hands so that I can start working on the next project, because I'm kind of tired, if I'm honest. All right, so I think to preserve the weird collision thing that happens here, or to make that not happen, gonna put a solid wall here. That looks bad, but we'll fix it. Yeah, sorry. It's still like something I enjoy working on immensely. Like this is my first large project. Mouse Maze was like a game that I could complete in a month, but like this is my first time working on something that's like taking a significant amount of time and thought and energy. Oh my goodness. Collisions. Y'all don't know the utter depths of working with game development until you have to write your own collision engine, because it is so freaking hard. And this is like a simple 2D platformer. Like I can't even imagine trying to do that in 3D. That's insane. So I'm thankful for tools like Unity that make colliding with objects much more easy, because they did all the heavy lifting for you. But in PICO-8, you get to do it all yourself, and I guess I learned a lot. Let's see, where are we gonna put the coin that's like interesting to reach? I like the way this is developing so far. It's weird that there's a empty space up here. So maybe, oh gosh. Okay, wait. Idea. Maybe we put this here, right? And then we have the blinking block like before. And we shorten this by 1 to keep that same challenging 3-block gap. And if they miss time, they'll fall. So that'll make them have to go through again. But this extra little gap allows us to put a spring here. That's an explosion. Don't want that. We can put a spring here, and we'll make this solid. Put a little hole here. And now we can use this area, and we can slap down a key, and we can slap down a teleporter. Now let's think about this. You're coming from the top. You can go into the teleporter, come out this side, and basically go straight to the exit, but that's fine. If you're coming from the other side, you'll need to push the block, come up, jump over the gap, jump over, time this well, jump up, and hopefully you can cross this gap. I'm pretty certain that springs push you up 3 blocks, and that's 1, 2, 3, yeah. Pretty sure that's possible. So let's find out. All right. On, off, on. Okay, great. Just enough room. That's good. We can pop through the teleporter. Now we can go up. And it's good that these start off, but like I said, if you had visited this room earlier in the game and left this turned on, maybe you like wanted to go to the upper room up here. If you had wanted to do that and you left this turned on, you're gonna bonk your head. I'm gonna need to go all the way back around and test this. I don't have a key. Okay, well, that's not testable by me right now, but maybe later. Okay, cool. I'm sufficiently pleased with this for now. It's probably something that I could improve later on, but yeah, I think I'm happy with the way this is. If I really wanted, I could try putting... We could see if we have space to put spikes here. Because if we do, that would make the player have to go back through on their downward journey, and that way, basically, the level is playable in both directions without, like, speedrun strats. But I don't know that we have room for that, because that's going to cause issues. Honestly, the block isn't that big of a puzzle element. I don't think we would lose much if we got rid of this. I don't know. Do y'all have ideas? Do you think it would be better to have the push block gimmick, or better to make the player run backwards through the level in a way that's more faithful to like the same experience both directions? Let's see. Sorry, I'm taking a moment to read something. Okay. We'll slap. I'm just gonna experiment what this looks like for now. We'll see how it goes. This little area is kind of strange. If I were to do this, maybe I would do this. And then this gets funky, but that's easy to fix. We can just fill it with spikes. Okay. Yeah, let's see what this is like. Okay. So entering from the bottom. Oh, now we don't have a way up. Classic. So that's something. Okay, wait. We might still be able to make something out of this. Let's put the timer back in so we don't forget. But what if we slapped this back here and this back here, and then they need to go retrieve the crate from this side, so they'll need to like go up, over, and push it this way. Well, I guess they could jump up on here and jump up over here, and then they would have weird collision because they're not moving to the right. Dang it. Okay. The screens are so big and yet so small at the same time. Bummer. Bummer, bummer. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's do this. You know, I haven't done something like that before. That's kind of interesting. And maybe... How much space do we need to be able to jump up on this block? Let's test. That's 1 block space, and that's not bad. It's kind of weird. It's not bad. Now the next question is, if I have a crate here, I might be tryharding too much to make this an actual gimmick, but I want it to be a thing. Yeah, you can make that jump without moving the crate, so it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Having the game element there if it doesn't make a difference. Instead, what we can do... I know, right? Who would have thought? Let's see. Yeah, just stairs. Sometimes the best thing you can do is make a staircase. They can get stuck down here. That's kind of bad. We don't want that to happen. Is there like a secret or something? I don't know. Is there like... The other thing that I've been trying to do is like scatter keys and the doors that they unlock, like around levels in such a way that like there's going to be a key in a room that there isn't a door, and then later on in the map there's going to be a room with a door that doesn't have a key, you know? Which has got me thinking about putting a key in this corner so that they'll have to come down here to grab it. But now I have to think about how I want this little area to look and be platformable. I mean, you could really just do something like this, like a disappearing block, just add a tiny bit of difficulty and make like speedrunning more interesting. But I don't know. Put a locked door with a coin behind it in the first room and a key in the nice. Yeah, you bring up an interesting point. However, the first room is just to teach you basics like walking left and right, jumping, using a spring. So I wouldn't want to do that in here. You're kind of like on rails in the first section of the game. And then here you're taught that like, oh, some blocks blink in and out of existence. And then here, I've played around with the idea. Currently I have the levels built out that like, you like learn about pushing crates and you learn about keys in this room. But I've thought about putting this coin up in this top corner instead, so that you have to go all the way down, around, back up, and through to be able to get there. And that forces players to like follow a specific loop, which is interesting to me, because right now what they could do is they could collect it right now, or like they could collect it as soon as they get into this room, and then they can come to this room, collect this coin, and totally skip this path altogether, unless they absolutely needed to turn left at this intersection. So, gosh dang it, you got me going down the rabbit hole, and I do think I want to make this change, because it's interesting that you have to play through more of the levels to be able to reach an area that you saw previously. So, thank you for your suggestion. Anyways, I'm so sidetracked. I need to get back to the level we were creating. I don't like the way this looks anymore. And because we know about the jump height of springs, I'm gonna put this here. This makes the spikes less dangerous, but I'm not too worried about that. Let's save. Try it out. Although now this blinking block doesn't do anything because there's nothing to jump off of it onto. So we can just fully get rid of this actually. It serves no purpose. Good, I'm glad you like it. That's cool. It's good to hear. Hello. Okay, and we're not gonna hit the weird collision issues before because there's enough vertical space for the cat to jump up. Okay, great. Great, great. And we can jump over here. Hey, what's up? It's Pixel Jess. Hey, it's Zane. Wonderful. Guys, Zane and Jess are super cool. They make cute little games as well. Y'all should check them out. They're on itch.io. Y'all should drop a link so that our friends can see them. That's where we get little Sandy from, our crab friend. This is playable backwards as well. Great. Super cool. Awesome, thanks. Yeah, y'all should check out Mocha Moose Games. Sub, are you freaking kidding me? I had so much fun playing. It was like 2 in the morning and I was like trying to figure out these the Sandy levels. I was playing them. I was having so much fun. It was great. It was a great time. 10 out of 10 would recommend. All right. Let's see. New assets. Ah, wonderful. SPEEDCAT collab. Perfect. I'm so down, Zane. Let's do it. Okay. So I'm thinking this level is pretty speed crab. Oh my goodness. Wait. Okay, wait. Let's take a 5-minute detour. Let's take a 5-minute detour. We have an 8x8 square. How do we make a crab? Oh wait, Hax is telling me actual game things. The spikes on the right don't seem necessary. You can just jump left on the platform. Great. True, true, true. Can the player... Okay, wait. No, we're gonna do the 5-minute detour first. This is too much. This is too much fun. But Hax, I'll get back to that. What is a crab even shaped like? I don't even know how to do that. Realtek logo crab. You know, that's a little bit bigger than 8x8, but it's helpful. Let's see. I'm no artist either, so I apologize in advance. We have the claws like this. Now we're gonna need some eyes, right? But I don't think we have enough space. Bummer. So how do we convey the idea of eyes without actually having them present? Oh, that's gray. I don't want gray. This crab is fat. You made a crab in general? Okay, let's go see. Oh, you did that so fast. Okay, wait. We're totally gonna copy what Jess made. Thank you, Jess. Okay. This is what we call following references and not I'm not copying someone else's work. Also, I'm gonna sell this as an NFT later, so you know. Just kidding. That's very much not gonna happen. This editor, Zane, is called PICO-8. It's a all-in-one code, sprite editor, map, music, or sorry, I guess like sound effect and music editor. So everything happens in Engine. However, I prefer to write code in Visual Studio and then load the external file changes back into PICO-8. Okay, I need to go back to my reference photo. This is too much. I almost gave him a fro. Okay, and then we need double bars and then a big square up here. How did you do that so fast? I'm impressed. Okay. Yeah, that's cute. That's cute. He'll stay hidden in the game's file so that if people want to data mine, he'll be there for everyone to see. Just like this duck. I actually haven't put this duck in game. I don't know what to do with him yet. But he's there. Thank you. Yeah, I was just messing around one day drawing sprites and decided to leave them in. Okay, HackScript says these spikes are unnecessary because the player could jump to the left. Follow the momentum this way, which is correct. Which makes me want to do something a little nuts and move this platform out one more. I don't know if this jump is feasible, but we're gonna find out. Let me get up. Oops, I'm bad at my own game. Let's see. Oh, I accidentally drew the crab on the scene. That's funny. That wasn't supposed to happen. Sorry, little crab. Instead of removing that one time, move it up by... Oh! Hacks. You wonderful being. I don't know that you can make a 3x1 jump, but you might be able to make this jump. We're gonna just see if this is feasible with this. I never finished that sentence. You're being very helpful. That's what I meant to say. that's pretty good. But you can't jump this way. And then we'll go and clean this up and make it look pretty. That's smart. Thank you. I know a lot of people don't like backseating, but honestly, like, bouncing ideas off of people is how I get the majority of any sort of work done in my life. So, let's see. Now, we can just extend this tunnel. I don't like, in rooms that have majority circular edges, I don't like seeing square edges that much. Zane, yes, great question. The purpose of the game is to collect all 32 of those flashing colored coins, and there's one in each level. So hopefully there's going to be 32 coins to collect, and the game will end as soon as you collect the 32nd coin. And beyond that is just go as fast as possible and enjoy some platforming. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There are people that are making like Doom demakes in PICO-8, and it blows my mind that like they're doing like 3D graphics sort of math and like handling ray tracing and bullet collisions and stuff like that. Like, I guess ray casting is what I should say. They're not doing ray tracing, but it's insane what this engine can do, and here I am making this tiny little platformer, but I'm happy with it. RTX. No, sorry, not ray tracing. That's not. I misspoke. Ray casting, like determining where a bullet is going to hit based on the player's position and where they're aiming. Anyways, okay, I feel fairly satisfied with this level. And we've got a key, we've got an extra key. I think every other key in the game so far has been accounted for. Although we can count real fast. 1 key, 1 door, 2 keys, 2 doors, 3 keys, 3 doors, 4 keys, 5 keys. All right, well, we've got keys out the wazoo right now. There's a 4th door, 5th door, 6th key. Maybe we just have one more key than door on the map right now. That's fine. Okay. Cool. Ah, Skags. Well, I hope that being on duty is a lot of fun for you. And I will be posting this VOD on YouTube. You can't hear me right now. Someone tell him that we're going to be posting the VOD on YouTube later so he can come watch. You can watch at his own leisure when he's not looking after lay kids. Okay, yeah, I feel good about this room. Sorry I'm scrolling around so much. I want to go back to the room I started very quickly prototyping. As I had mentioned earlier, Modkick and I were chatting about how cool it would be to use the teleporters and have a room heavily focused on momentum, where the player would like enter with a lot of momentum. And the only thing I can think to do with that right now is like spring. So our cat friend would spring up into this teleporter, and then they would have to like use their momentum to cross a large gap that wouldn't be jumpable. I really like that idea. Yes, perfect. It's wonderful. Great. Do I have sideways wall springs? I don't right now, but that's an interesting thought as well. Also, I didn't expect your nickname emojis to work in my chat plugin, so that's really cool to see. Good job, me. Thank you. Yeah, feel free to stress test it because I want to know what bugs exist so I can make it better. Right now, it only supports Unicode emojis. If you type in like Sandy or SPEEDCAT or something like that, it'll just replace it with the text version. Let's see. Also, we only have 20 more minutes. Time flies. Where do we even want this momentum room to live? We have a room opening here that we can work with. I actually have like map legend that I drew an Aseprite of the flow. I like mapped out the maze that would exist that would allow players to travel between rooms, and I don't have that up as reference right now. But because we have this handy dandy door opening, I know for certain that past me wanted a room to exist here with this opening. I don't know where its exit would be. Maybe that's important, but we can start thinking about momentum in this room. I feel pretty good about that. Let's clean up our mess. That was just a little note to ourselves to remember. Ah, my dude. Skags is such a wonderful friend. Okay. Let's see. Technically, this is kind of fun. We could put the crab in the game. Any block that doesn't have a defined function just becomes a solid block that you can stand on. So we could have like a room with a bunch of crabs that like you could just like walk across, like maybe over top of some spikes or something. That would be similar to Sandy's Great Escape, because you have to. Well, I won't give spoilers about the game, but that would be thematically interesting as a tie-in, I think. Anyways, okay, wait. I need to make a note to myself about that because I actually really like that idea. Note to self: spikes, crabs on top of spikes. You walk over top of them. Okay, great. Let's see. So we can get a lot of downward momentum pretty easily by falling off of this ledge. But maybe instead what we do is we have this be the other side of the puzzle, because... Okay, you know what? I need to open my legend because I need to know where this other exit to this room is. So give me 1 second while I pull this up. And unfortunately, it's not going to be in the stream because I didn't set up an OBS screen for it. But I'll be more prepared in the future. The name of the crab is Sandy. Oh, and SPEEDCAT, also Sandy. It's the same crab. Let's see. My folder structure is real bad. Tutorials. SPEEDCAT. Let's see. Assets. There we go. Level progression. Is that what I want? Nope, that's not what I want. Maybe level layout. Ah, yes. You know, it would be cool. It would be cool to see this. Let me set up an OBS screen for this real quick. Because it would be cool to show you guys a document. Alright, let's add a window source. And we'll call it Aseprite. And it's grabbed Aseprite for me already. Great. We're gonna lose chat for a hot second, but that's okay. to Aseprite. Or PICO-8 is what I mean. And knowing that our other entrance will be on the right side, that's helpful. It's likely that the player is going to encounter this entrance to the room before they encounter it this way. It's less likely that they would hit the loop that takes them like down below and around and then back up. Just kind of a bummer because the momentum puzzle in my mind right now is more fitting for a traveling up rather than down. But the way to solve that problem is to make the player go down. You know? Oh, but if we have too many teleporters on screen, my code won't like that. Maybe this isn't the room for momentum, unfortunately. Just the way it's designed. I could potentially remove this exit and put it down here, but that leaves a lot of empty space on this screen that I don't like. I like how this helps to fill, even though it's easy platforming, it helps to fill this thought space for the level. I don't want large amounts of screens to just be useless. Okay, let's remake our note to ourselves about momentum, and we'll use it in some other future level. But not this one, and that's okay. Okay, let's think about a basic flow for how we want the player to move around the screen. Like, do we want them? We know they're going to be exiting to this right wall. Do we want them to be moving from high to low? Do we want them to like go high to low to high? I guess we could go like high to middle and then like do something interesting down in this bottom corner. Maybe we'll use that extra key we placed on the map in this room. That'd be kind of cool. We could block something special. Here we go. Wait a second. What if we just did something like this? And we'll mirror this over here. Let me think about how to do this. I think it goes like this. Need one of these. Nope, not that. This. Oh. These done. And we'll get rid of this one. And then you need to have a key on you to be able to turn on this bridge, otherwise you're not going to be able to make it across. So for that purpose, what we can do is make a large wall that prevents you from going across to the other side. And this wall will need to be blocked off so that if the player falls down coming the other direction, they don't get stuck. And if you fall through there, you can't jump back up, but you can filter this way. Okay, that's good for level design purposes. And we can make a little room with a lever in it that you won't be able to access unless you have a key. Let's see. Slap this up here. Nope, that's the wrong tile. Nope, that's the wrong spot. Now we can press a little lever if you have a key. And then we can do something interesting in this room, maybe like a mini platforming section, just get a little coin. But you won't be able to progress further on unless you have a key to flip this lever, which would turn this bridge on. which is kind of cool. And then last but not least, we need a way to get down and up. So the way we can do that is simply with teleporters again, because this is a mechanic that we want to use more often. And we should have them spawn right above the exit. And we'll need a flag. Even though there's no death in this room, just for debugging purposes, it's easiest for me to be able to just spawn in the room that I need to spawn in. And this is room 6, I believe. Yes. Okay. One moment. Let's switch back over to the S code and update our room number to spawn us in 6 for now. Oh, wait, I mean 5. Okay, go back to PICO-8. Oh, dang. I did the thing again. Or I edited the level and I edited the outside code, and that's not what you're supposed to do. Save the level, then we'll change the code. Then we'll reload external changes. There we go. Oh, this is a problem though, because if you jump, you're gonna hit the teleporter and not have any room to like jump out to the side, you know? Because we'll jump into the teleporter first. So let's fix that design issue real quick. No biggie. This shouldn't be too hard to do. All we need to do is shorten this, make this longer. And now that I have a little bit of run up, we still have a 3-block gap. We still have an impossible jump if these aren't turned on. Everything's preserved. We'll want to change this teleporter location simply because I want there to be a door here that lets them come in to start doing this little area. All right, we're 10 minutes away from me signing off for the night, so just gotta keep that in mind for myself, because I could probably do this for a little while longer, but having that boundary is good so that I can go to sleep tonight. Sleep is very important. Let's see. Sleep is for the weak. I'm older than you, and my body has stopped liking being young, I think. So, very good, Blitzer. I wish you the best of dreams and that you wake up feeling great. See you later. How do we want to handle this little puzzle room? The coin doesn't need to go in this corner. I think I'm locking myself into a thought that doesn't need to be there if I do that. Buttons are cool. However, we already have a lever, and I don't think that'll be happy with me if I have a lever and a button on the same screen, so I probably shouldn't use it. What we could do is you need a key to both move across this room, but you also would need that same key to be able to, I mean, the simple solution is put this hard block here. When the switch flips, this will turn off, which allows them to walk in. And this is fine because it accomplishes a purpose. But it would be interesting if in this small little rectangle I had like an extra challenge to be able to get the key, so you both have, or to be able to get the coin, so you both have to have a key to unlock this little room, but you would also need to like do some extra platforming, which could be kind of cool. I don't know what to put in this room that would be challenging or interesting though, other than just having this coin here. Let's do some thinking. Maybe it's kind of jank. Does that work? It would land on... It would be kind of hard to pick up the coin. It might get annoying to handle momentum because you don't have enough of a run up here. Maybe what we do is put it here. Is this even possible? I don't know. I'm gonna take out this door for now just so that SPEEDCAT can get in. But we'll put it back in if we like this design. Okay, that's possible to make to jump. That's possible to make. Okay, so I can put the spring right next to the... This isn't entirely interesting. Can you make... I don't even know if you can make a jump over a spike without springs. That's a no. So if I really wanted this to work, I would have to reduce the hitbox on the spike. Yeah, this isn't great design. This is just too difficult. It might be something that you could do if you were like frame perfect, but I don't like that enough. Yeah, I guess it's just springs on either side. That's not interesting though, because now the spike is completely harmless. Thanks, Winters. Thanks for stopping by. It was really great to see you. Have a great weekend. Frame perfect in it. Yeah, Clark. Maybe I'll send you a build of the game with where you spawn in just a room with one spike, and you'll help me figure out if you can actually jump over a spike without any assistance. I'm curious, even though I don't think that's good game design. I am curious to know. This is kind of dumb, but also I don't care. Same. Gosh, if I were to do this again and I was going to rewrite the engine, I would probably write it in such a way that a lot of those frame perfect things would be more possible. But it's with like a lot of the like collisions and physics and things already being cemented in the game logic, it's going to be too much work to like try and make this like a really gritty speedrunning game with a lot of those frame perfect movements and things like that. So probably not going to happen. Can you reach that? Oh, SPEEDCAT can't reach. That's a bummer. Okay, let's move it down one. Can't. Oh, you can't reach it from here. Okay, that makes the box useless, which means this whole room doesn't need a puzzle, I don't think. It was a good try. Not worth it. It's okay to have a little bit of empty space. We'll lock this back up until the lever is flipped. And now we'll just test the lever mechanics work and don't cause a bunch of frame lag. So we'll get rid of the door for now. Great, and now you can enter here, and you can make that jump across by coming back up through the teleporter, jump, jump. If you miss the jump by accident, all you have to do to retry is come back here. Okay. That's not too bad. Now, some like visual aspects to this level. I don't like that this corner is sharp. I don't like that this teleporter is just like kind of hanging out here. That looks a little funky. Wondering if there's a better place that we can put it. If we put it here, we need a way to get back up there, which makes game design, I don't know, it's just like more challenging to figure out how to traverse this room. I don't know. I don't know. What's up, Battle 2? Great to see you. We're actually just about to be done, unfortunately, but welcome to SPEEDCAT development. This is PICO-8. It's a really cool little game engine. Yeah, I think the teleporter needs to live here. For now, at least. Just for now. Yeah, you can always retry, but it's coming back. Howdy. Oops. Oh, that's another thing I'll need to fix. Let's write that down. Which room is this? Room 13? Okay. Room 13 has interesting collision issues if entering or exiting while switch blocks are active. Cool. Okay. I think we're gonna wrap it up here for tonight, everybody. But I really appreciate y'all showing up. It feels really good that people are interested in this project, even though it's taken me a freaking long time to work through and develop. Having people to hold me accountable to keep making it is really cool. Yeah. Hope y'all have a great night, and I will talk to y'all later. See ya.